What's up, Internet? This is Ignacio from the channel Get Real Language. I'm planning on going back to posting videos regularly. Interestingly enough, in the years since I started this channel, which went through a long silent period in the last, I want to say, 8 years or so, with only occasional videos, the amount of people subscribed to my channel did not drop, interestingly enough. So I should be able to reach a lot of the old guard still. Now I know that this channel has a bilingual audience, and I actually know that probably most of you are Spanish speakers. To that effect, I will continue to post in both languages, depending on the topic that I'm discussing. Now, I'm not gonna give you guys a list of the topics that I have in mind on the notion that one should keep one's plans secret, lest you kind of blow your motivational wad in mentioning them and then you never get around to them. So, but suffice to say that I will continue to talk about linguistics in a way that is approachable for a beginner to the subject, yet hopefully still interesting for somebody who is already a student and knows a few things. So I don't intend on removing the nuance and complexity, just present it in a way that's accessible as best I can. What have I been up to? Well, I continue to study Dutch, of course, and admittedly, as you might have well been able to gather from my results, not with the same intensity that I put into English in my teenage years, which yielded me this result. After all, I'm a non-native speaker. But there is, but I don't intend on giving Dutch up. I intend on keeping learning it for the rest of my life, and I'm still having lots of fun with it. So I'll continue to do that in my own time. Other interests I've been looking at lately. I've looked I've had a very cursory look into Sanskrit, having to do with the fact that I did a yoga teacher training. I'm 200 hours certified, and I'm continuing my training, going for my 500 hours. And there's a fair bit of Sanskrit, of course, in yogic texts. I've also very recently, I'm doing a little stint into Old Norse. I'm reading the Poetic Edda in translation, but I'm also, you might know about Jackson Crawford, the Old Norse guy with the cowboy hat. And I've been watching his videos. I'm also interested in what's happened to the old guard from 10 years ago or so that were learning languages and posting on YouTube. I know a lot of them are still there. I know that Loki from Belgium is still there. I know that several people like Richard Simcott and Luca Lamperiello have gone professional with it, which is kind of the same thing I did. I mean, I didn't really change because when I started posting, I was already teaching language for money and hoping to make a living out of it. Of course, now I'm fully self-employed when it comes to there, and I'm still offering private lessons over the internet, or once this whole thing is over, if you're in San Francisco, we can meet in person too. But generally speaking, it's over the internet, and I have over 10 years, over 12 years experience now tutoring people, whether it's ESL or Spanish. Mostly the past few years, it's been Spanish as a foreign language. And that's my favorite thing to do. I'm currently employed also as an interpreter, which is a very interesting line of work. So I'll be posting again, and you might have noticed if you follow my blog that I've also restarted on the blog again. But I want to do something. I mean, every once in a while I realize when I'm writing a blog post that this would make more sense as a video. And every once in a while when I come up with a video concept, I realize, this would be better written down. So I'm going to be going back and forth with that and posting on this channel pretty much equal parts Spanish, English. I might actually do a little more than half Spanish, and going into the stuff that I was going on about back in the day. Basically, I want this to be a place where people can come to have topics in linguistics explained in an approachable fashion, and also some topics having to do with foreign language learning. Not in general, but I want to get specific because there's a lot of general advice out there already, like AJAT, All Japanese All the Time, or Luca Lampariello or Richard Simcott. Like there's plenty, Lingo Steve, Steve Kaufman. There's plenty of good general advice for people who want to learn a foreign language out there. I want to talk the nitty gritty. I want to talk about things that are, for example, difficult points in learning Spanish as a foreign language. I've given English a fair shake before. I might go back to that as well, but so mainly linguistics, languages that haven't been mentioned before on this channel, and linguistics, other foreign languages, and some specific things about Spanish for foreign learners. Now, that's all the detail I'm going to give you, because I did say that I wasn't going to say. But of course, when one records these things live, one gets ahead of oneself, and then one starts talking like Stephen Fry, using one instead of general you. So that's about it. This was intended as a brief channel update, and I'm already over 5 minutes, so I should just let it go. I'll just end in this comment. If you're one of the old guard, like Cool Steven 2 and all the others, please comment. I'd love to know that you're still around, that you're still listening, and if your channel's still going, let me know, because I'd like to check that stuff out and walk down memory lane, and I'd like to see what you're up to now, almost 10 years later. So, see you guys soon, for real.